Yo, 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 Coach Tally Adams, Football Guru, and welcome back to Football Guru Counterpunch. Bang! Go to my Cash App today, TALLYADAMS, and donate and buy me a cherry Coke. Football season is coming up, and for all you football players out there, go out and get you some battle gloves. Best gloves in the nation. All right, so what an episode I have for you today. So today I'll be talking about the Colorado Buffaloes. All right, will Colorado go over 6 games? Have a 12-game season where they win over 6 games, where they win 5 or lower. So I want to hear from you today and hear your comments, and I want you to tell me why you feel like they'll go over or under. So I'm picking an over, and I just know how this game goes. I'm the football guru, and I've taken over teams as a head coach, and understanding that, you have to come from the bottom and move up. So, going his first season, leaving Jackson State, when he came, he had to bring a team from the bottom, and he won 2 years in a row. He came over and, to Colorado, and Coach Deion Sanders did a great job. We won 4 games, but he lost about 5 games with 7 points or less. So he had the team coming up, and then the following year after that, hit the portal hard and had the #1 portal in the nation, and finished the season off winning 9 games and 1 game away from going to the playoffs or having an opportunity to play in the Big 12 championship. People sleep on the Big 12. The Big 12 is really, really tough. But, as last year people got to see, and I'm going to remind you, Texas almost was upset by Arizona State. So the Big 12 is not a pushover. So I do understand why, the odds makers have them winning, 6 games, and no more than 6 games. Their schedule is, very tough. But one thing I know is winners win. And I do know when you come in and you start a program from the bottom, and you develop and you continue to get better. Now the team becomes a program now. And once the team becomes a program, all the guys that come in, they just follow suit. They follow suit because now the program is already built. It's already built, so now they come in and they follow the rules. So you're not have to set examples all the time now, because the program is already built. So you can basically say, hey, this is how we run it. This is how we've been doing it. We was doing it like this before you got here. This is how it's going to be done now. If you don't want to be around here, then we understand. And Coach PrimeTime Sanders never had a problem with, letting kids hit the highway, if they don't want to do it his way. So winners win, man. And I don't know why, they continue to doubt Coach Sanders, man, and not understanding that this man is a winner. Maybe, I don't know, man, they just want to continue to try to keep pressure on him. But I'm pretty sure he loved it that way. He's been playing, sports all his life, and being, told what he can and cannot do. So, it's nothing new. You see it, and you continue to be great. Well, he lost Travis Hunter, and he lost his son Shador. And he lost his other son, Shiloh, that was the secondary leader and the defensive leader. So, yeah, he has some whole big shoes to fill. But I definitely feel like he will fill those shoes. He brought a lot of guys in. He had 33 transfers that came in, which was amazing to have 33 transfers to come in. A lot of those coaches out there was talking bad about Coach Sanders when he was bringing all his transfers in and saying he was going to bring his Louis luggage and all that type of stuff. And everybody was saying, oh, he's wrong. He can't do that. You can't develop a program like that. But now everybody is following suit. So last year he was #1, and now in the transfer portal, now he's just in the top 20. Wonder why. He's a trendsetter, and everybody wants to, be like him. And they saying, well, if he can do it, and we have a bigger program, let's do it too. So now a lot of the bigger programs, they follow suit, and they've done it. But I don't hear any outrage about them. I wonder why. But here we go again. It's Coach PrimeTime Sanders, and he's gonna get it tougher than a lot of people. Next thing you know, they're gonna be all over Syracuse coach. Watch. after he do what he do, I'm pretty sure he's gonna have a great season this year. He's gonna start being the guy that they want to slander as well. But at this moment, he is in the top 20 of portal guys. He has 4 guys that was 4 stars that was ranked, and 28 guys that were 3 stars that were ranked. But he has a really great class. Beefing up the line was really big for him in the portal. Bringing guys from Alabama and Auburn, all kind of places that he had, transferring in. So I had some big time transfers, but one of the biggest transfers to me was the Liberty starting quarterback with Caden Slater. That was probably be the starter with him bringing in Juju Lewis as well. Juju Lewis is the #1 high school football player to ever commit to Colorado out of high school. Out of high school, he's the #1 player to ever commit. Out of high school to Colorado University. Not talking about transfer. I'm talking about out of high school. He's $1.1 million NIL deal that he signed for. So he will be there in the mix as well for the starting quarterback. But I believe that he was the #2 quarterback coming out too in the country. He's a 5-star #2 quarterback in the world coming out. So this is the kind of talent that Coach PrimeTime Sanders is bringing over to Colorado. But Caden Slater, I believe that he would be the sleeper. He would be the person that people don't want to give the credit that's deserved. He's going to be around a lot more talent than he had when he was at Liberty, and he carried Liberty. No disrespect to Liberty, but he carried Liberty, and did a really good job at it. And 2023. He only lost 1 game. It was 13-1, only losing to Oregon in the bowl game. Lost to them, and with Bo Nix, and we all know what Bo Nix is now. He's had a hell of a rookie season at Broncos, and he's top-notch quarterback. So, and there's a bigger program at Oregon than Liberty, So, once Oregon found out that we can run the ball, they just start kind of running the ball down their throat. But, hey, Caden Slater came out that first drive, and he drove that ball down, and he scored going up 6-0. So it shows that he's poised, man. He's ready for the moment, man. And, last year he went 8-4 over at Liberty. And, now he's over at Colorado. Man, he kind of reminds me of I got the opportunity to coach a kid named Matt Johnson that was really, really good. He was a scrambler. He could throw the ball. He can hurt you on his feet. He can hurt you in the air. He made really, really smart decisions. This kind of reminds me of, man. He reminds me of Matt Johnson that's going to get an opportunity to play in the big lights. And I know that Caden Slater is definitely pumped for that opportunity to be able to show people he can play with the big dogs because he can throw that ball. He can throw the ball. He make great decisions. He's pass happy a lot, so he has to understand how to control the ball. Because in his career, he has had 17 interceptions, but he's thrown the ball a lot. He's thrown the ball a lot in his career. He's had amazing stats in his career. He's had 5,887 yards passing, 56 touchdowns in the air, completion rating of 58.7, 2,013 yards rushing, and 21 rushing TDs. So those stats are very, very, very amazing to sum up with anybody in the nation, man, when it comes to passing yards, completions, percentages, when it comes to touchdowns in the air. The man knows how to get it done. So the Saturday night lights are not gonna hinder him. But one thing we do know in Boulder, Colorado, man, it's a different atmosphere, man, and their games are like concerts, and it's not gonna stop. It's not gonna stop, man. It's only gonna get bigger. It's gonna be somebody else that step in and be the rock star of the team, man. It's a lot of great transfers, man, that came over from big time teams to come, be a part of that Colorado atmosphere. And I believe they'll win more than 6 games. I do, and it's just the way I feel. I definitely know, man. When you are a winner, man, and you set the standards and you bring in guys, and just follow through. Like I said, man, he is a trendsetter. But hey, the first person I got to see do it though was Coach Brian Jenkins. Coach Brian Jenkins was the first person that I got to see do it. He did it in 2010, but he didn't get the credit he deserved of bringing in all those players who brought in same amount, about 33 players to Bethune-Cookman and turned that program around over there. But big props to Coach Brian Sanders for starting something in which we all know that people was gonna follow suit soon. You're gonna stop talking about it and enjoying, and that's what happened. And that's why instead of being number 1, he's in the top 20 now of being ranked of transfers, because other teams now, big teams, have started to do it heavily because they saw what he did. So I have him winning. I have him on my radar. I have him 10-2. Worst being 9-3 like they was last year. That's what I have. I believe to start the season out strong, and they'll finish strong, and I believe they'll make the Big 12 championship this year. Their schedule is really tough. It's really tough. They jump out the gate with Georgia Tech, and then they got Delaware and Houston and Wyoming, BYU, TCU, Iowa State, Utah, Arizona, West Virginia, Arizona State, Kansas State, and Arizona as well. They have Arizona as well. So, it's a tough schedule, man. And it's not no cupcakes, but that's college football. You play the game, man. You no matter you predicted to lose or not, you play the game. That's what it's about, playing the game. So I have them 10-2. That's me. I'm jumping out there. I'm going 10-2. I'm not saying who they're gonna win to, who they're gonna lose to at this moment. But I say, the worst record they'll go is 9-3. But I believe in Caden Slater, and I believe in dual threat quarterbacks. I do. That's just me. And I believe that he's going to get the job done. And if need be, and something happens to him, Juju Lewis will come in and he'll do his thing. He'll be ready. So that's my take for today. I want to hear what you guys got to say. But I believe that Colorado Buffaloes, we're going to have another exciting season like last year. But I believe they'll contend for the Big 12 championship. And I think a lot of people are sleeping on Caden Slater, but, almost throwing for 6,000 yards in your career is no fluke. Almost throwing for 60 touchdowns, man. You're 4 touchdowns away from 60 touchdowns, man, is no fluke. Running for 21, rushing for over 2,000 yards, it's no fluke. The man sacrifices his body when he's running the ball. He's not a big guy, but he's very elusive. He takes hits, and he's poised in that pocket. And if you give him some time, he's gonna pick you apart. And I definitely believe this will be the best offensive line that Colorado Buffaloes have ever had. Coach Deion Sanders has ever had, ever. As you can see, it's not a lot of negative attention coming with their offensive line this year because of the big boys that they brought in. They brought some size. Got some size at that line. So buckle up, man. Season coming, and I'll keep these things rolling. Sorry for the delay, but I'm gonna keep these things rolling. All right. Go to TA Man Football Guru. All right, on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Also Tally Adams on Facebook, Tally Adams on Twitter. Also go to YouTube, man, and subscribe, man, and y'all check me out. And remember, go to my Cash App, TALLYADAMS, and donate and buy me a cherry Coke. All y'all football players out there, man, go get your battle gear. Go get your battle gloves. Football season about to start. Let's get it going, man. Coach Tally Adams, Football Guru. football guru counterpunch.